Hello students. For today's explanation video, I'm going to be going through the 3 levels of the You Do problems. We will start off at the first level. The first thing I did was write down the problem. We have 5 squared plus, in parentheses, 4 minus 2. The next thing I did was start off in the parentheses. I did 4 minus 2 and got 2. And then I left the rest of that expression as is. I then went on to my exponents, my E in PEMDAS, and 5 times 5 is 25. You can see my work for that right here. And then I was left with 25 plus 2. And my final step was doing my addition, and I was left with the final answer, 27. On to level 2. This expression got a little more challenging. Here I got 4 times, in parentheses, 3 minus 1.5. All of that is up to the power of 2, and then we subtract 3/4 from that. So let's go ahead and follow along with my work for this. I know I start inside the parentheses, but when I have 2 pairs of parentheses like this, I start on the innermost pair. So from there, I did my subtraction of 3 minus 1.5. I am left with 1.5. The rest of my expression remains the same. You see I still have my 4 times, my parentheses, still have my exponent, and still carrying my subtraction of my fraction. From here, I did my multiplication of 4 times 1.5. Right here you can check my work. I did my normal multiplication, and because there was only 1 decimal, I moved 1 decimal over and put my decimal there. I'm left with 6 to the squared minus 3/4. From there, we work into our exponents. I know 6 squared turns into 36, and then we subtract our fraction from that, and our final answer would be 35th and 1/4. Let's try out level 3 now. This one definitely got a little bit more challenging, with decimals all over the place. Here we still have the same problem where we had 2 sets of parentheses, 1 set of brackets, and then parentheses. So we do want to start with our innermost pair of parentheses. So I start off by doing 2.5 times 3. You can see my work for that right here. 3 times 5 is 15, and then 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, so I got 75. But I did have 1 decimal spot, so I know I had to move my decimal over and put it right there. And that's how I got my 7.5 here. The rest is all the same. My exponent is still there, my 11.5 minus my parentheses, and then I still have my division of that decimal. From here, I'm working inside this second set of parentheses. So I did 11.5 minus 7.5, and I'm left with 4. I carry down my exponent, and I leave my division as was. Here, I know I need to work on my exponents next. Since I knocked out my parentheses, I then go to my exponents. So 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. I then was left with the division problem, 36.8 divided by 16. Here, you can see my work for that. I put 36.8, 16, and I knew 16 couldn't go into 3, but 16 could go into 36. I knew it could go into 36 2 times. And 36 times 2 is equal to 32. I subtracted 36 from 32, was left with 4, and then I brought down my 8 right there. From here, I was thinking, what times 16 would go into 48? I knew that I had tried 2 for 36, so I tried 3. Here you can see me doing 16 times 3 to see what I would get. I noticed I got 48. I'm like, perfect. So I put my 3 there, put my 48 there, and I knew 48 minus 48 was 0. And I'm left with 2.3 as the final answer. Hopefully you enjoyed these explanations and were able to follow along with all 3 levels of the You Do.